happy ball. Though 36 years old and with 15 seasons of full competition behind him, gives no signs of nearing the end of his amazing career.
Art Monk is now number one, the most prolific pass receiver in the National Football League's history. Touchdown, Washington Redskins.
This is Harry Hog Football, the original Redskins Fans podcast. On today's show, we talk about the debacle of a game between the Washington football team and the Buffalo Bills. This and much, much more live with Aaron and John. Yo, 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 yo. What's up, John?
Yo, 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 what's up?
Welcome, everybody. Harry Hog Football, episode number 531, which we have to discuss yet another debacle of a game, and I find this one very disappointing because I had high hopes for this season, and this basically tells me the third time's a charm means you pretty much suck. First two games, toss up.
Hopes you had high hopes.
I did until you get to the third game, and then you just like, first game you're like, oh, the defense should have been playing better than this. What's going on with that? Second game,
Oh yeah.
well, they didn't play that great, but we got to win. Third game,
You guys suck.
third game,
Play some damn football. You sucked on the field today.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I am depressed.
Yeah. But the thing is, everything that's happening so far, even though some stuff has been surprising, like the defense sucking rear end, it's all stuff that we kind of figured was going to happen this year, though. Like in the preseason, I was like, you know what's worrying me is that the defense is talking so much about how they're going to break records and everything. What if they just suck?
And they do.
That's not going to happen. And they do.
I didn't think they
What
would
about the
suck this
linebackers? They
bad.
didn't do anything at linebacker. It's just Jammin Davis with like two people who've been here before. And those guys can't cover anything. They can't cover anything.
Cole Beasley was horrible in this game. John Bostic was pretty non-existent.
Cole Holcomb, dude.
What did I say?
You
Beasley?
called him Cole Beasley. You called them that.
No,
that
Cole
idiot
Beasley was
Beasley.
good in this game. He had like 20 catches against us, like he always does. That little white lightning dude.
Yeah.
I can't stand that guy.
Yep.
Sorry, Cole Holcomb.
Why can't our White Lightning guy do anything?
Our guy sucks,
Why
dude.
can't our White Lightning guy do everything?
That Humphreys guy, he's horrible. He went out and like, I saw him in on this one play where he acted like he was staying in to block, and then he like snuck out to go try to catch a pass like 5 yards down the field, and he like short armed that one. That guy's done. I've had a bad feeling about him from the beginning.
I wonder if the only reason they brought him in was because he's like good with Fitz magic. Like they've played together before.
I don't know. Well, he's not playing, so there's cut.
Says Aaron. Not Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera says that we're pretty close to being contending with these Super Bowl contenders like the Bills. He said that.
We're
Which I
contenders
mean, you know,
now.
he's the coach. He's supposed to be like trying to move a positive, scheme on things and everything. But I mean, boy, this sure feels like a rebuilding year, doesn't it?
I still can't put my finger on what exactly is going wrong. The linebackers suck, yes. The scheme is he's playing zone and we're not getting there with the four guys, even though Del Rio feels like we should. They got to do something so that those guys aren't down there covering for 10 seconds. All that Chase Young is doing,
the linebackers.
Chase Young is getting past his guy, which just gives him a slight push, and then he's 7 yards behind the quarterback who just steps up and throws the pass. He's getting past his guy, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. We used to see Ryan Kerrigan do that all the time. But you know what? Ryan Kerrigan still came up with like plus 10 sacks every year, getting people because he had other moves. And Chase Young isn't like working on other moves, really. I saw him go inside twice.
I know that's got to be it. It's like I'm not a defensive coach. I don't know anything about my hand technique getting around dudes and crap like that. But it seems like he's running in a straight line. He never like turns and like curves in and angles his hips and his body to get around the corner. He just runs up the field and that's all they have to do. All right, he's past the quarterback. Yeah, Josh Allen takes 2 steps and he's got all day now because the linebackers aren't there. The linebackers, how many times did you see him just standing in the middle of the field and a guy runs across him and he just looks at him and the guy goes by and he's wide open and gets a pass? Like every time, like no one's covering. It's not like these dudes are almost getting passes deflected or oh man, it was close. There's most of the time there's not even a defender in the camera angle. You don't even know who got burnt most of the time because they're so bad.
Look out, Chen in Nova Scotia. Hey, Chen. He was saying, and he's right, that Chase Young was even covered 4 or 5 times. Like they're having Chase Young fall back in coverage because the outside linebackers are just. I mean, these guys are posterized every single play. We don't know what to do. Cole Holcomb gave up 2 touchdowns in that game. Just straight up gave them up.
Oh, he sucks. He sucks. And I heard them saying something about, well, they're trying to make the other team's offense one-dimensional. Well, you can be as one-dimensional as you want when you get 20 first downs from passing. And I don't even know what his average per pass was. Yards per pass, 8.2 for
100. It might as well have been 1,000.
He got 8.2, which doesn't sound that high, except for that his 8.2 average was on 481 passing yards. I mean, his completions were 33. 33 completions, averaging 8.2. 33.
Well, dude, you always bring up the same thing every week. How many times do we make them punt?
I remember one. One punt.
We made the guy punt once.
And when he punted, what did our offense do? Nothing. They didn't do anything after that punt, if I remember correctly, they got a 3 and out after the punt. I can go to the play-by-play. It won't be hard I'll just look for the one punt. Here it was. Here's what happened. The Bills punted, and it looks like they punted, and then we ran 3 plays for 7 yards in 1:58 off the clock. That's what happened after their punt.
You might as well fill this year in being 2000 fill in the blank, because that's how we look in all these other years, all these other Dan Snyder owned years.
No, they actually punted twice, dude. They punted twice. We got to give them credit where it's due. They punted twice. And after the second punt, we ran 7 plays for 20 yards. And then you know what we did after that? It says that we turned over on downs. Oh, yeah, we went for it on that 4th down and weren't even close. Remember, our dude just got smoked behind the line.
And that was after we had the first down, and they gave us a bad spot, and we didn't challenge it.
Yeah, why didn't we challenge that? Thanks for bringing that up.
Why didn't we challenge it?
We had nothing to lose by challenging it. We had 3 timeouts. We're getting our butts handed to us. It was obvious that he made the first down, and we don't challenge it. All right, if you guys are looking at us on YouTube and you're wondering what this big ugly gray box is on the screen, they updated OBS and it messed up the Discord overlay. I didn't have time to figure out what was wrong with it. So it's jacked.
It's just off a little bit.
It's off.
It still has object.
I know. I thought maybe they at least fixed object, and nope, because there's But it's working for everyone else except for David Herzing for some reason. I wonder if it's because his name is in yellow. Maybe it has a problem with in yellow. Weird.
Who knows?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Here, let me try to update that so it doesn't say objects. Talk amongst yourself while I figure out where this stupid button is. I'm so angry right now I can barely even speak.
I mean, we just got it handed to us, and Taylor Heineke threw 2 costly picks in this game. It's the first kind of bad game he's had. He also dove for a touchdown, hit the pylon yet again, the signature Heineke move, which was cool.
Yeah. Oh, you're on to the positives already?
I mean, we were down 21-0, and he brought us back 21-14, and looked like we had good momentum. Hopkins somehow, how did Hopkins? All right, I know the wind was blowing in his face, so that's why his kickoff was short, and it just bounced very fortuitously, just right to him.
Hopkins had the game.
Aaron,
play of the day.
you and I have talked about that for years.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we've often said, why don't they just kick it super high and run under it and do a jump ball? Like when you're a kid in the streets and you would play 500 and you would like throw the ball as high as you could and like call out a point and someone had to go catch it. Did you play that? I played it. In my neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
Why didn't they do that? 100 and they kick it up and you run down and get it. Oh my gosh.
Happy Hopkins had a good day. He recovered his own punt or his own kick, went 3 for 3. You know who else had really good days? Everybody on the Bills.
Antonio Gibson had that one giant run for like 80 yards.
He had one giant pass.
Sorry, pass. That's
one
the
pass.
one.
It was a 73-yard pass. He just started juking everybody.
That was the one where I actually went to pee or get a beverage.
Something. He might have gone to get a beverage.
And I come back and all of a sudden we got a touchdown and then that kickoff. And then I was about to freak out because Khaleke Hudson had it like right in his hands and it just goes bloop and goes through and then somehow Dustin Hopkins jumped on it. What were the Bills doing? They were just kind of watching it like it was a punt. And I'm like, get the ball.
Yeah, both of us were like, get the ball, it's live.
I know. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I also still don't understand.
We had that section. That was good.
Can I just say one thing? I still don't understand the indifference rule. It used to be you had to down the ball, right? It's a live ball unless you downed it or it goes out of the back of the end zone.
I can't believe this is something that you talk about all the time. Nobody else knows what's going on with the indifference. I think when it comes down, if you're just like, no, then it's indifference.
Yes, but in this game, the ball hit right past the goal line and bounced into the field of play and it was never downed. I'm like, what's the rule? Like, no one's ever told me the rule, and they acted like it's been like that for 50 years, and I should know. It's just like, I know this was not a rule when I was growing up that you just ignore the kickoff going into the end zone. Am I wrong? Am I on crack?
No, you're not wrong.
No one's explained it.
I don't think
ever.
anybody's thinking about that except for you.
Everyone else is thinking about how bad the defense is. I made that word up, dude, for the game. It's not an NFL rule. Okay, all right.
Indifference in the call. Indifference.
Let me get reeled back in here.
Indifference.
We got David Herzing, Taylor Bud Lightagoat. He keeps changing his name. Chen in Nova Scotia. I think that's all that's in there right now. All right. Let me get reeled in here. What do I want to talk about next? The line. Did we finish talking? What is up with the zone defense? Is that the problem? Does anyone know what the problem is? Why they suck so much? Landon Collins
think
sucks.
Deep down, it's the problem with the linebackers and Landon Collins as strong safety. Like, those guys cannot go side to side. I don't know why.
Fuller's been getting burned too. Everyone's been getting burned.
But again, those guys back there are getting burned because they're covering forever.
Because we're not getting home. because I'm blaming Jack Del Rio.
Yeah.
You got to change it if it's not working. So what if your dudes should be getting to the quarterback and are elite and should be going for the team combo sack record, which at this rate, they're going to have to get like 15 sacks each a game or something. I don't know what the problem is.
Don't forget they have the... Yeah.
I'm blaming Del Rio, though. Del Rio!
Well, I mean, is Chase Young just doing what they're telling him to do? They're just like, it's okay if you go upfield past him. It's okay if you go upfield past him.
I don't know.
Like, are they expecting, like, the middle of the line to push him forward? I know we didn't have Ioannidis in this game. I don't think... I mean, Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen, with or without Ioannidis, they should be good enough to push the middle of the line back. So when the guys go step up in the pocket, they're running towards him. And then you got Chase Young and Montez Sweat coming around, and they get him in a big old tackle basket.
Deron Payne was playing well.
You know?
Jonathan Allen didn't do so hot in this game. Deron Payne was tearing it up in the first quarter. A couple of times I thought it was holding, and you were like, no, it wasn't, dude. But I thought it was. He was at least getting some pressure in there. No one else was. No one else was doing jack. The defense is worse than a college defense where everyone's college wide open on every play. It's like
the man of the game was Cole Beasley.
Sorry, I needed some water.
100%. He went 11 for 98 yards. And I mean, they just threw the ball to him all the time. All the time.
Dude, the guy had 30, what did I say, 38 completions in this game?
32.
33. 33 completions.
Yeah.
Let's see. Their number one
and for
receiver.
De'Ami Brown dropped a big pass. Cam Sims dropped a big pass. Logan Thomas fumbled. That was where the game really went beyond our control after that. Like really on offense, we needed to play perfect, especially because, I mean, Taylor Heineke was just too. He's looking at it going, the defense isn't going to stop anybody. Defense can't stop anybody at all. So I just got to start taking too many chances, and we saw what happened with that.
I don't blame Heineke for any of that junk. He was pressing because we sucked.
Because the defense stuck. Yeah.
I mean, he did have a couple of...
Is it Ron Rivera being like... Was Ron Rivera telling him in this game, I want you to stay in the pocket, look around, look through your progressions and whatnot. I don't want you to just panic and run with the ball. Maybe he doesn't want him to get hurt, or maybe he wants him to grow as a quarterback, which is good. But you got to let him... I mean, he ran the ball, but he didn't... 8 for 21 yards, but that's it. 8 for 21 yards. And one of them, I think the touchdown run was 7 yards. You got to let the guy run. That's part of his game.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. It's a very offense. You have the offense and the defense, and the offense is way above the defense nowadays in the NFL. And I mean, if you're going to have... Basically, if you're going to spend 4 first-round draft picks in a row and you're going to do it on the defensive line, they've got to be the best defensive line in the NFL, or it's not worth it. Yeah. You've got to have... It's not worth it.
Yeah, I mean, that second interception was bad, and the play where he ran across the line of scrimmage, he should have just tucked it and ran, but... Yeah. I mean, he was far over the line of scrimmage, too, on that. But he's only played 4 games in the pros, dude. He's only played 4 games. I'm not nearly as concerned about him, a dude that's off the street last year, coming in and making plays better than whatever other quarterback we had, when we've got this defense of all these top draft picks that can't even get a sack. What did they have? Did they even get a sack in this game at all? None. I don't remember.
No, we didn't have a sack in this game.
0 sacks.
Man.
0, dude.
That is something, man. That is something. Cole Holcomb had 14 tackles. Wow.
Yeah. The reason why he had so many tackles is because dudes would catch it after they burned him and he'd run and tackle him.
Yep.
Kendall Fuller had 10.
Yeah, another person who was burned a lot this game.
How many did our front guys get? Here's the thing. Everyone knows now you can't run against this team, but you can pass all day on them, so just throw it every play.
And I mean, yeah, and more than ever before, passing is the way this league is going right now. I mean, it's good to have a really good running game. Tennessee has Derrick Henry, and they're really good, but, you know, you got Patrick Mahomes chucking the ball, Tom Brady chucking the ball, Josh Allen chucking the ball. I mean, Justin Herbert chucking the ball, Daniel Jones chucking the ball against us.
Chin does have an interesting comment. It's hard to sack when it's out that fast. And I did say earlier that it's usually on. I can't put my finger on what they're doing. It seems to me like on third downs, they'll have all day to throw a pass to find someone. But on other downs, like Chin says, they're just throwing these like quick hitting passes, and dudes
like
are wide open.
Seconds.
So is that a thing where they're just, is it zone? Because if you're up on a man coverage, can you get open that far, that fast if someone's playing man? Or are they just like, the Redskins are playing this same zone every play and you just go here and you're open? Like, I don't know. I'm not an analyst.
It's basically cover 2.
It's cover 0 is what it is. We're not covering anybody. We're not covering. Yeah, really. It's cover 0.
You're not covering butt. Oh man,
I don't know what to say. I'm starting to lose faith.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's if we don't beat the Falcons this weekend, the Falcons are bad. And if Matt Ryan is able to tear us up back in the pocket like all these other 3 quarterbacks are, we are in trouble. It's going to be a long, at that point, the last 13 games. It's going to be a long, long time.
Yeah. Taylor Bud Lightigoat is saying that Jamin Davis needs to be on the field more and Bostic needs to be on the field never. I heard on the Al Gaudy show that if you look at the last 3 weeks, John Bostic, the first week was on the field like 80% of the plays. Second week it went down by about 5%, and then this week it was only like 50% of the plays.
So maybe that means that Jamin's coming in more.
Yeah, and they also said that Cameron Curl was playing more snaps now than Landon Collins. Not that it's helping though. It's not like we played better this week.
Landon Collins was still in an awful lot.
Yeah, he was. St. Juice is playing like the entire games. I mean, fine. If we're going to suck, get these guys in there and let them play. But we thought we were doing that last year.
Like him? Yeah. Last year was just a weird year because it was supposed to be a rebuilding year. And we were just like, all right, it's going to suck this year, but we'll see. We'll see if we have a couple all-stars in here. And next thing you know, we're competing for the division and we win with a 7-9 record.
We're not going to win this year.
So this year we've got to play. Well, everybody sucks. Everybody sucks.
No, they don't. Dallas apparently destroyed the Eagles last night.
Philadelphia, yeah. I'm telling you, man, should have gotten Dak.
All I know, dude, is it's not looking good at this point. If the defense can't figure out something and fix it ASAP, we're in big trouble. I think that if the defense were as good as they were last year, we'd be in a good spot right now because our offense is definitely better.
Well, that's kind of the thing because last year we were going against all these like low teams, bottom of the barrel teams with losing records, and this year we're going against the Bills, the Bucks, Kansas City. Who do we have next? Green Bay, Seattle. I mean,
Chargers.
think about we're playing all these number one these teams also that won their divisions last year.
Yeah.
So
it's not going to be good unless they can figure that out.
It's much harder. And we were saying this last year. That was kind of the thing. We knew if we won this crappy division, we're going to have a much harder schedule next year, and we do.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. If our defense
do.
Let's not forget we held the Seahawks to 20 points.
Last year?
Dude, we can't hold anyone to 20 points. We held the Chargers to we're going downhill, dude. Chargers had 20 points.
No.
Giants had 29. The Bills.
The Giants had 29.
43. Bills had 43. So what are we going to give up this week against the Atlanta Falcons? 52? Well, I mean, what's the algorithm?
And Matt Ryan. Yeah, really. And they suck. The Falcons suck.
Yeah, but Matt Ryan can pass. He'll pick us apart, dude. He'll pick us apart.
He'll pick us up. If we can't break through their offensive line, he's going to pick us apart. Unless, like you've been saying, and like everybody's been saying, Del Rio's got to change things up.
He's got to. They need to get some heat under him. Ron Rivera needs to put some heat under him and be like, dude, you need to get these guys playing. Or you need to change your scheme or something. Because it's not working, dude. And he kind of hinted at that in the post-game comments. I kind of picked up on this a little bit. Where he said, like, us as coaches have to get them playing together. And then he said something to the effect of, like, if it's what we're giving them, like, basically scheme is what it sounded like to me he was saying. It needs to be better.
Yeah.
Jack Del Rio, man, that dude won't even answer like questions in interviews.
Oh, really? Well, yeah. We got a couple linebackers as our coaches, man.
Like people ask him about like defensive scheme and he doesn't want to like say anything. Like he doesn't want to give away their strategy. Dudes.
Right. I think everyone already knows that.
Doesn't work, dude. They know. So basically, instead of interviewing Jack Del Rio about why his scheme sucks, we should go talk to the Chargers offensive coordinator, the Giants offensive coordinator, and the Bills offensive coordinator.
The Giants offensive coordinator is former head coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
And he's terrible too. And they put up 29 on us.
He's terrible too. And also, I can now put my finger on never mind. I'm not even going to say it. We suck as bad as we did when we had defeated as our coordinator. Remember we were blaming it on the coordinator.
Oh yeah, Joe Barry.
You have to. I mean, I don't know. I think these guys' heads got inflated with these people like this elite, and they were still doing it in this game. The announcers, this elite defense. They're putting up this much on this elite defense. I'm like, dude, these guys are not. They're not even close to elite.
Dude, we called those guys. It was Moose and Chris Myers who we call NASCAR because he does NASCAR. So it's Moose and NASCAR. And I mean, yeah, those guys are just like talking about the Redskins, the Washington football team. Like the last game they saw them was last year.
Yeah, you don't have to say sorry. It's fine. There's no one listening that cares.
Yeah, they did that too. They dropped the Redskins a couple times in that game.
Yeah, NASCAR said it, and then Moose started to
Moose
smirk
was like,
at him. He was like,
Moose like laughed.
NASCAR is like touchdown Washington Redskins when Logan Thomas caught that one.
Yeah.
And then he's like, excuse me, Washington football team. And Moose is like, oh my gosh.
So basically, this weekend, where is that scheduled? This weekend,
look at Kenny Ken. Look at Kenny Ken, dude. It's okay, guys. We only got Matt Ryan, Jameis Winston, Mahomes, Rodgers, and Brady next. We're good.
Yep. And whoever's playing as the Denver quarterback.
Wait, hold on.
No idea who that is.
Do we have Rodgers and then Brady in 2 consecutive games? Because remember, I'm going to that Green Bay game.
No, it's a bye before the first game or the Tampa Bay game.
So
we
hold
play
on.
Atlanta this weekend. Then we play New Orleans, Kansas City, Green Bay, Denver, bye, Tampa Bay, Carolina, Seattle, Las Vegas, Dallas, Philadelphia, Dallas, Philadelphia. And we get to end the season against the Daniel Jones-led New York Football Giants.
We're gonna lose that one. Speaking of Las Vegas, dude, did you
Which one?
Did you see what running back destroyed
Broke
it?
100 yards.
Peyton
Yeah.
Barber.
He
Kick
must have run the
somebody.
ball 50 times.
I don't know. He looked pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know. John Gruden likes him. I think I don't know if he's had him before, but he likes that guy.
You mean
So-
Jay? John.
John.
Sorry, I'm an idiot. I'm seeing him. I'm seeing Chucky in my mind and hearing you say John, and I'm like, why did he just say Jay? And then I say, dude, you mean Jay? You mean
Pilar.
John? Pilar.
Pilar?
It doesn't matter. Let's get into some positives from this game. That kick was amazing. We already said that. The run from Antonio Gibson. Daron Payne had some good plays. Dustin Hopkins had his best game ever as a Redskin, if you ask me.
The only time we've ever seen a kicker recover his own kick. It wasn't like it was a 10-yard offside kick.
I've never seen.
Because it kicked it right to the wind.
I've never seen that happen.
We've never ever seen that. Like I said, you've talked about that for years.
And I don't know why the Bills didn't run up and catch it. They were just standing around like idiots for once. They
Because
had one
some
brain
people
fart.
just don't get it. Because that's why Bill Belichick is such a genius, because he loves football so much. Like, he goes out and he has, like, Doug Flutie do whatever that play was with that punt field goal thing, and
the
things
drop
like that,
kick,
like things
the
that no
drop
one
kick.
ever thinks about.
The drop kick.
Drop kick.
Or no one even knows the rule. They just know it's a weird rule where you can like drop it and bounce it and then kick it through the uprights. Which I don't get anyway, but whatever. And
Yeah,
even the
it's
refs
such a weird rule.
Even the refs were looking around on that, because you and I were both like, you can't advance it when you recover that kick. But the announcers were like, well, Khalid could have had it on the run. And I'm like, no, it would have been dead there. I'm pretty sure it would have been dead where you got it, right? Like on a kickoff.
It would have been dead when
advance
you
it.
got it.
Yeah.
I don't believe they changed that rule in the last 5-6 years or anything like that. So
I don't know.
which is weird, because all the rules have been changed are going towards the offense now. So that would just increase the offensive power of the NFL even more.
I think what happened was the Bills thought that if they showed indifference, then it would have been their ball at the 25. And can I blame them? Because no one's clarified the rule.
I mean, you have a point. You do have a point. Indifference. The referees need to do this.
Indifference. Ball's placed at the 25. Which is still weak. They need to put the ball back to the 20. What is this 25 stuff?
What
Put
are
it
these
back at
helmets that they're wearing nowadays with
Take
face
those off.
masks?
Get those out of there. 25.
Now everybody's got those great kazoo helmets on. Whoa.
What about the dude that
Brought to you
kicked
by
the...
Eli Manning.
Who was the dude that kicked the 60? Justin Tucker. Hats off to him. Broke the league's record for field goal. He hit the
Kicked
bar
it.
and like
I
bounced
watched
in.
it probably 5 times this morning. And I looked, it like, I couldn't tell if it hit right on the crossbar or hit right behind it, like right where the bar is that starts going to the ground. But the ball just carried on through. Like, boy, the Lions got their just
Release
they
the
choked again,
hounds.
man.
Yeah, and then who
Release
was
the hounds.
And then later, who was it that was playing the Jaguars? They were like, well, we're going to go for a 68-yard field goal. And they kicked it, and it got returned for a 109-yard touchdown.
Pilar?
So that sucked. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what to talk about. It's just very, very disappointing. DME Brown, dude, dropped another one. He had 2 targets, 0 catches. Did he drop 2? I know he dropped at least 1. Adam Humphries had 1 for 7 yards on 4 targets. Not very good.
De'Ami Brown had 2 targets. I don't think he dropped both. I think the other one I think it might have been overthrown. And Terry McLaurin had a good game. He had a good, solid game. I mean, he's the number 1 guy, so he's getting double teamed a lot. And he tackled a guy like it was a linebacker on an interception.
Who?
And did not break or separate his shoulder like
Heineke.
Portis did.
Heineke making that tackle?
No, Terry McLaurin making that tackle.
Oh, Heineke made a tackle on the other interception then.
Yeah. Which is, I was worried. Well, I was a lot more worried about Heineke making that tackle than it was on Terry. That's for sure. Terry seems like he's kind of indestructible. Dude, he's not. But
and here's another weird play in the game, not quite as weird, but Taylor Heineke actually had 1 catch for -2 yards.
yeah, I forgot about that.
Dude, knock it down. What are you doing? Oh my goodness.
He wasn't even thinking because it got right to him. It was almost like it was almost like it was just sense memory. Like he just went to grab the ball because it got knocked to him so quick, rather than being like, oh, just let it hit the ground. And he thought maybe it was going to be a fumble. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Dude, Chin in Nova Scotia has another
Bring on the
good point.
Falcons.
He has another good point though. He points out that end around reverse by Brown and how that play just sucked. And when I saw that play, you know what came to my mind? Norv Turner.
Norvell Turner
is rearing his ugly head in his son.
And his son.
And his son. The apple doesn't fall
like
far from the
He's
tree.
probably like, my dad's going to love this play. End around,
this up for
jet
you,
sweep, go.
To DME Brown. Go. Go, DME Brown.
Ugh. Well, like you said, he did have a case of the drops in college, and he's kind of having drops right now. Like he's looking downfield before he catches the ball. Honestly.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
Anyway, should we give our game balls and kicks and call this done so we can go hopefully get another win another win this weekend?
Yeah. All right, let's go for the games.
We can only complain so much. You know what I mean?
And now, the coveted and ever elusive Game Ball Award.
I mean, we've been complaining for like 30 years now, nonstop. So, yeah.
Man.
All right.
Game ball.
I'm gonna give my game ball to Dustin Hopkins. He gave us the spark.
What?
He gave us the spark we needed and had a perfect game. And everyone else sucked.
Wow, I can't believe that.
Yep. He gets it.
That's like, dude, that's like a complete 360.
No, I mean,
all right.
when have you seen a kicker get his own kick 50 yards down the field?
And so lucky, he was just like, whoa, I got it.
And at the time, that put us after that little 20-yard jaunt into the end zone, we were only down by 1 score. So
I remember, and then
the rest of the 52.
Again, the offense knew. I mean, they had to have a perfect game. No drops, no turnovers. Didn't happen.
Oh, I'm sorry. The rest of our 51-man roster. Because you realize we're short a man on the roster. We just didn't put anyone on there, right? We only have 52.
Really?
Yes.
So I saw there were 5 people on the well, maybe no, because Ionize was on the sit down list. Huh.
Unless they added someone later in the week that I didn't know about, we only had 52. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Well, one thing you said before about like is this the best that we could get with the linebackers this year? I don't see any linebackers coming through the door, so I guess it really is. Unfortunately.
I thought we would be better.
I think all of us thought we would be better.
We just
All
got
right, my game ball
handed to us. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
My game ball, well, that's defense. Don't look at them. My game ball is going to go to Antonio Gibson for that one reception for 73 yards because he on that run, he juked so many dudes. It showed you, I mean, he's just kind of a unique body. Because he used to play wide receiver, but he looks like he's like a strong running back, but he can still move and juke people like a wide receiver.
Dare we say it?
That was
Dare we call him unique body? Otherwise known as...
No, he doesn't have an odd body because I've seen plenty of running backs that have the same kind of body that he has. It's just
got a receiver body.
You don't see people that are as shifty as he is. He's just like left and right. I know he misses holes because he didn't really play running back in college, but he's getting way better. I mean, he is a very unique person. But he does not have an odd body. He does not have an odd body hire or an odd body
Gomes.
One job. Odd body Gomes.
Dude, Sean hey, Sean the Sixth has finally made it back from that Giants game. We haven't heard from him. We haven't heard from him since then. All right, go ahead. Sorry. So years ago to Gibson. Sean the Sixth has quit stealing his thunder. Sean the Sixth, you know the rule is you're not allowed to announce your game ball until we call for it. And we know that your game ball...
I already gave a thumbs up.
We know that your game ball is going to Logan Thomas for that fumble in a very bad time of the game. So,
I'm just glad he finally got himself out of the end zone and got back home.
Yeah, I am too, because we were a little concerned about him, like with his reports during that Giants game. His little, here's the shot, and it looks like those grainy photos of the Loch Ness Monster, like him trying to take pictures of whatever's going on. Guys, here's my shot of the field goal, and it's like,
Scotsman.
Is there a football there, or is it a Loch Ness Monster's head? What is that?
Who is that, the Loch Ness Monster?
Hey, Sean's like, hey guys, Sean the Sixth here with a live report from the end zone at the win of the game against the Giants. I'll tell you guys later. That was Sean the Sixth, everyone, with his live report. No, I'm sure Sean had a good time at our only win. Maybe the only one.
Right? He's probably the only person this year that's going to see a win if we're not careful.
You ready for this? I'm out of control.
Man. I'm still looking forward to that Tampa Bay game.
Let's go Tampa Bay.
Oh man,
I'm looking forward to it. That might be one of those games, where we suck the whole season, but we always somehow win against a team we shouldn't. Usually it's the Packers.
Was it last year the Packers? Not the Packers. It was
the Packers a few years ago. I don't know. It was
last year.
San Francisco. We beat San Francisco. Remember, we so wanted to beat not Trey. What's his name? Trent Williams, thank you.
Pot smoking Trent. The organization that stood by him because it couldn't stop smoking pot. The whole time he was just like, man, I'm moving to San Francisco. I'm moving to California. That's the place to be.
Mm-hmm.
Bills, that is.
Oh, Sean says he's driving home from the stadium. He finally sobered up 2 weeks later. He'll check back in later. All right, dude. Be safe. Get a DD if you need it. All right.
We gotta give our kicks.
Oh, is that what we're doing? Okay.
It's time for this week's Kicking the Balls Award.
This week's Kicking the Balls Award goes to Ridapoo. If you've got a leaking pipe on a bunch of audience members in your stadium, call Ridapoo. I know it wasn't that funny.
All right. Cole Holcomb, John Bostic. Cut!
Jack Del Rio.
Cut!
The entire defense minus Deron Payne.
Jamie Davis had a good play.
Taylor Heineke.
Cameron Curl had a couple good plays.
Logan Thomas for that fumble.
You said he was going to be your kick.
He is my kick. I just gave it.
Well, yeah. Which
to
one?
all those
I guess
guys.
all of them.
I'm giving it to all of them, especially Jack Del Rio, because it's going up to the top. If you can't put your finger on one player that's sucking, and they're all sucking, and they're not even close to playing well, you got to go to the coordinator. He's getting my main kick. He's getting my main kick, and then all the other ones are also ran. Also ran. Except Deron Payne. He was actually good, I thought. What's his stats? It just says 2 tackles, but what? It just seemed like he was so good to me. Oh, he had 2 quarterback hits, that's why. Which was 2 more quarterback hits than anyone else on our defensive line, and anyone else except for Cameron Curl on the 1 blitz.
Yeah.
We had 6 quarterback hits in that game. Cameron Curl.
I read that, and I said, how do we get 6? How do we get 6?
John Allen, Sweat, and Young each had 1, according to this. Payne had 2.
Like, is that if someone
Cameron
goes by
Curl
with
had
a
1.
whisper?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Little shoulder brush, you know?
These stats are getting kind of insane anyway. Like, all right, so everyone gets it. So
all
next,
right, well,
are we done then? Next week, I don't know if we're going to be able to even have a podcast next week because I'm going to be out of town.
Oh, that's right.
I will be back in town. I'll be back in town on Saturday night, so we could do one Sunday morning maybe, if you want, before the game. We could pregame it for the next week.
We can do that. Yeah.
So,
well, hopefully it'll be us talking about a win.
Yeah, hopefully. So anyway, next week's won't even actually be until you can pregame with us before the what game? Who are we playing that week? Whoever we're playing
Atlanta.
No, after Atlanta, dude. After the next week.
Oh, after Atlanta? Oh,
yeah.
Where is it? Where
This is the podcast before the Atlanta game.
Yeah. Yeah, the next game will be versus New Orleans at home.
All right, so that pregame with us before the New Orleans game. Other than that, dudes, hopefully, I don't know what to say. Hopefully we do something on defense, but it's not looking good. So, oh, I didn't give my precarious prediction for this week's game.
Oh, right. Haha.
We'll do that and then we'll get out of here. Sound good? Aaron's precarious prediction. All right, this week my precarious prediction is pretty grim, dudes.
For Matt Ryan.
We are going to turn it around on defense. The Washington Redskins, Washington football team is going to win this game 21-9.
9?
On 3 field goals are all we're going to give up. The defense is going to actually play man-to-man and whatever other defenses you guys are saying they should play in the chat room that I don't really know what they are. They're going to play those and not play the zone Ole go on through crap.
So
that's what we're going to do. We're going to turn it around 21-9. Now I'm changing it. 24-9.
Oh. 24-9. Happy Hopkins.
24-9 Washington. Hopkins has his confidence sky high after last week. Even though he didn't kick any field goals. He did something even better. So,
even better.
Even though you said that it was a mistake. Even though you said it was a mistake. And I was like, no, it was on purpose. You're like, no way, dude. I'm pretty sure it was on purpose.
Way. And then I found out later he kicked it into the wind. So that's why.
Yeah, but Rivera said he told him to kick it up into the wind like that. Because on the next kick, didn't he kick it through the end zone for indifference? So it wasn't like he didn't have the leg. I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch the tape, but I'm not going back and watching that tape. It's like on that. I saw that episode.
I've seen Dustin Hopkins kick the ball super deep and kick the ball to the 15-yard line in the same game so many times. So I don't know. But since he's a kicker, I don't believe. If he was Justin Tucker, I'd say, yeah, it was totally on purpose.
It was like I was watching this episode of Ted Lasso when they had this like huge loss to Manchester City, like 5-0. And he comes in, he's like, sometimes guys, when you go to watch the film the next day, you just have to put it on 10 times speed with the Benny Hill music playing over it. It's the only way to get through it. That's how I feel about this game. That's how I feel about this game. Anyway, we'll talk. I think we're not allowed to play that music anymore, because now we're actually on like YouTube and we get copyright strikes. Benny Hill needs to make his money.
That's why I'm just seeing everything nowadays badly.
Anyway,
if we ever get Josh on here again, he'll really sing stuff for us. He might bring his guitar.
I don't know what to say. Join us in Discord if you're not on the Discord room yet. Chat room. It's discord.gg/5YW 5YFT. I don't even know what our email address is anymore. That's how you got to get in touch with us. Or at Twitter, at Harry Hog.
Get in touch with us through there.
Or Twitter, at Harry Hog.
Yep, at Harry Hog, HARY Hog.
Shout out to everybody in the Peanut Gallery tonight. Chin from Nova Scotia. Sean the Six is back on track. David Herzing. Taylor Bud Lighty Goat. Kenny Ken in Canada. We'll talk to you guys next week. Hail to the Redskins. And if you see a Cowboys fan...
Chen in Nova Scotia.
I don't even know how to do that. Joker.